Part 6 of the Dusting Powder Academy. Let's get into why all powders aren't created the same. They aren't made for the same purpose, and that's where the girls are getting it confused. Let's get into it. So, you know TT is an all-around powder girl. I have been powdering for well over 40 years and have been creating professionally infused dusting powders for over a decade. So when I say I know powder, I know powder. First off, body powders. So these are a lot of the most recognizable body powders. You have Johnson & Johnson, Gold Bond. You guys know that this is my favorite body powder. And then also, of course, Mega Puff. Even though it says Dust Puff, it says body powder. Body powder is practical. It's a more drying powder, so it's there for cutting the sweat, preventing chafing. She's going to keep you dry, honey. But her texture doesn't necessarily give luxury. Now enters body powder's elevated cousin, the dusting powder. Even with the vintage powder, this one here in my collection is Oscar de la Renta. Then we also have the vintage Maha powder. I have several more. But as you can see here, it says a dusting powder. A dusting powder. There is a difference. What's the difference, you ask? A dusting powder feels like luxury. It's typically silky. It's a finer particle powder. And you can immediately tell the difference the moment you put it on your skin. Honey, this and this, two different worlds. One of my favorite powders back in the day was Chanel Coco Mademoiselle. She actually had it in a body powder. This is Chanel's vintage body powder. I don't use it anymore. It is a talcum powder, but it's part of my collection. And then Ginate also was a bath shower powder. That's leaning more on the body powder line. I love this so much. She was one of the very first in the Bee Enchant collection. Finely milled, designer inspired. Because when it comes to layering, when I want to layer in luxury. That's why I fell in love. She's definitely top 3 in my fragrance choices for life. And you have your scented and unscented over-the-counter dusting powders. Burt's Bees is an unscented dusting powder. It leans more for if you are fragrance sensitive or you want the properties of a dusting powder, meaning the softness, the fineness, but you don't want the fragrance. And then also Mega Babe has a body dust. This is lavender and aloe. This is a dusting powder. You even have your sprayable body powders and your body powder creams. Same as you have your stick deodorants and your liquid deodorants. We'll get into this in another segment. Now lean in because this matters. Not all powders are created equally. Some are just powder with a little bit of fragrance tossed into it and it disappears in 10 minutes. Then you have your professionally infused powders. Fragrance is literally bonded to the powder. So it lingers, it projects, and it gets you all of the compliments. There are several more different types of powder like medicinal powder, edible powders, which Bee Enchant carries a Sutra powder. It's a strawberry edible powder. It is absolutely gorgeous. And you know what that's for. But most importantly, powder is not just about how it smells, it's how it feels on your skin. This is not your grandmother's powder. Bee Enchant Dusting Powders is fragrance infusion with your favorites elevated. Now, even though it's not your grandma's powder, in forms of talcum powder, even fragrance, we modernized it. She would know the feel and we would know the smell. She know exactly what we did here.